The moment my life changed forever, I was surrounded by the cops, holding $2,000 in cash, and definitely in front of 250 pissed off people. My name's Ernesto, and I threw a party for 2,000 people over about 20 years ago. And that night, I really discovered that the rest of my life was going to be about bringing people together to have fun, to celebrate their progress, and to build a brighter future.
Why did you get into throwing events?
So growing up, my family would gather in Miami. I have family in all different parts of the world: Peru, Argentina, Colombia, Brazil, France, across the United States. And every time we'd get together in the summers, no place could fit 35 people. We weren't going to rent private dining rooms, and so we would throw these events at our house. We would throw these dinners. People would dance, and it was always around gathering. When I was 16, I met a restaurant owner, and he said, "Oh, I own 6 restaurants," and I said, "Oh, that's cool. Like, why do you do that?" And he basically said, like, bring people together. I said, "Oh, that could be something I could explore one day." And when I was in high school, I would go to these gatherings. They called them house parties. And they sucked. They were terrible because the cops would come, it was crowded, it was sweaty, it was just not a fun time. And because we live in Miami, just nightclubs were everywhere, fake IDs and partying. And how can I just level up that experience? How can I just create a gathering, a party that was just so cool and unique that would be remembered in history? Of course, like, no one remembers it. I remember it. Well, sorry, my friends remember it. So I said, I'm gonna do that. And I had a business partner, and I went to Hard Rock Hotel, and I rented a nightclub and brought 2,000 people together. I mean, a lot of details, but said, I would kind of level up the experience that I had.
Why the Hard Rock Hotel?
I was, on Saturday nights, I'd listen to Y100, and there was a mix that would always play, and it'd always say, like, coming to you live from Passion Nightclub at the Hard Rock Hotel, like that voice. And one night I was at the Hard Rock because my friends were at the casino or something, and I saw this nightclub, and I was like, wow, this is a sign. And I read the book The Secret, and I started to believe in that woo-woo BS, and I said, I gotta take action here. And so that led to that next step.
Wow, so tell me about the experience of having, how many people did you have there?
I think it was 2,000.
2,000 people?
I think so.
Where did those 2,000 people come from? How did you get 2,000 people in the room?
The secret is in partnership. You gotta choose your collaborators wisely. Not a marketer, I was not a salesperson. I was definitely like the get shit done operator. My partner at the time was a DJ. He was very popular. He was a house DJ. He was known all throughout different schools. And so I basically said, David, you pack the house. And he just started finding promoters. There was no Venmo, there was no Instagram, there was no Twitter at the time. It was all just texts, green bubbles. And I think we had like 35 different promoters across different schools. And any one of these promoters would be selling anywhere from 20 to 50 tickets to 100 tickets. And so it was madness. It was just like every day a cash drop would come in, and more people, more tickets wanted to come.
So you brought these people in, right? Did you maintain connections with any of the people that came to the event?
Absolutely not. There was no even, at the time, none of these tools were available. We fast forward to today, and all of these tools are available. Every event requires registration, requires an email and a phone and an Instagram and a LinkedIn and a Twitter and a this and an X, and you get so much information from these guests. So no, I did not. I learned a lot from this first experience, and it really inspires how I teach clients now to use it as a strategy to gather new clients and new opportunities for themselves.
So your story is obviously super inspiring, but how many years did it take from the point you were there and the point that where you're at now? How many years total is that, would you say?
So I was 18, now I'm 35, so that's, I guess, 17 years?
17 years.
17 years. That night to where I am today. Oh my God, 17 years.
You're still hosting events today.
Yeah.
Do you feel that there's anything special about you that you're able to gather in so many people? I mean, you've been pretty successful bringing in people and crowds, even without social media now? Like, what is your tip and trick that you use now to get people in the room?
I think so one, I'm not special. No one's special. Everyone is special. I think my superpower has been just keeping in touch, keeping up with people. I was always the guy who would like send messages to people, and oftentimes would feel frustrated when I wouldn't receive the response. I don't know if people ghosted, but eventually I would learn kind of refine how I touch with people. But because of that, I was like always top of mind. I don't know if top of mind, but I was in mind. So people would be aware of what I'm up to. And so that's something that now when I work with clients, it's like, hey, you want to have some sort of like ongoing dialogue with people. Like maybe not everyone's going to answer, but if you don't like proactive outbound, then it's not that you won't be successful, but it definitely like holds you back.
How do you overcome awkwardness, if you have any, with sending out those messages and not getting anything back? How do you handle that?
It's not an easy answer. There's so many times that I even now, I host a quarterly workshop, people bake bread, I'm so like bought into it, I'm so convicted that everyone needs to be there. And I write my friends, new business owners, they're just starting out, and I kind of reach out and I say, hey, I'm hosting this workshop. It's designed to bake bread and also set goals. And they're like, oh, I'm not really interested. I don't need that right now. I remind myself, it's not about me. I'm not special. And that's not like a self-hating thing. Just like, whatever. They have so many things going on, so it's just not aligned. I think now, especially in today's just age of inundation, we can remember that people literally have inboxes with thousands of emails and so many unread DMs and fucking million files on their desktop, and people they're drowning. They're like drowning. Forget like the outside world, in their own life. They're drowning.
And do you think that events are what help ground the people? Because there's so much digital noise, there's so much outside noise. Do you believe that bringing people together helps kind of ground the experience?
The books that I read that really changed big perspective, I don't have it with me. It's The Art of Gathering by Priya Parker. And it's like 8 principles to like bring people together. And one of them was create a temporary universe. An event is a temporary escape from the chaos of the world. Or at least it could be. I think most gatherers, most event organizers are like, oh, let's come to the freehold and have a happy hour and just see what happens. And that is not a temporary escape from the universe. That is just a commodity that it could be this event or it could be a Saturday night. It's really the same thing. And so I really think of that principle, that what she says, and it's like, yeah, create a total escape from the world. So in my event, and it's the Recipes for Growth, and my online community is called The Kitchen, and people come, and it's very like French kitchen, like doors open at 5:30, program starts at 6:04, you have 6 minutes to bake the dough, stop thinking, start moving. Like it's like a kitchen, and people like are not used to the type of like militant direction. And of course, I'm reminding them all throughout, like, hey, this is out of love. Move, stop thinking, move, set your goal. What are you gonna do? It's not out of like, I'm an asshole. It's like, this is a temporary escape from the universe, and it's designed to get you to grow. Recipes for Growth. It is a way to build a recipe so you could actually move forward in your life. And if you are not pattern interrupting through your event, then it's just money on the table. Like there's money off the table. Like you're just another commodity, just another, oh cool, I went to this happy hour and that's it. So yeah, these have been the early beginnings for Ernesto, or maybe middle beginnings. Super passionate about bringing people together, and the way I think about bringing people together, impacted by 5-star hospitality, by the restaurant world, is something that we'll talk about in our next video. So I hope to see you there. Keep moving.